That was pretty funny though. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Empire 161 Show, Season 3, Episode 18. We're getting started with Clark Schmidt's warm-up music, Politics as Usual by Jay-Z, off the Reasonable Doubt album. Still my favorite Jay-Z album. Right?
Absolutely,
right.
absolutely.
Listen, my opinion, Jay's the GOAT, so it's fine. You can pick a lot of albums, but Reasonable Doubt still has a place from there. So, but yeah, thanks for joining us as always. If you're joining us on a Facebook live stream, or if you're joining us on YouTube, joining us on our Twitter, or if you're joining us wherever you found your podcast, we appreciate it as always. And with me, as always, is Lisa Garcia. Lisa, what's up?
Hey, thanks everybody for joining us. We had a very funny backstage start to the show, so that's why we came in laughing. But I will agree with you. I do think Reasonable Doubt is definitely among, if not the top, one of the top of his albums. I mean, he's got just a million of them to choose from, but that's always one of the ones that, like, I have a lot of memories from when that album came, when it dropped. So I'm not going to say how old I was, but it was a long time ago. I also want to point out, because the countdown's starting, Ed, for me, this is my episode 30.
Wow, congratulations.
So I have 20 more episodes until the big 5-0.
Wow. Very
excited about that, because I've seen the way Pop Culture Pros celebrates other folks. So,
yeah.
Boss, Farachi, where you at? I want to be able to go away for that episode. I swear, one of these days, he's just going to have to give in. And I'm also excited because today is September 1st. And for those of you that know me, it is my birthday month. And I celebrate the entire month, even though my birthday is at the end. So, yeah, bring on all the birthday salutations. I love them. I receive them. And I thank folks for them. And I just look forward to celebrating. It's a half decade birthday. I'll let you guess what decade that is. So some people are telling me it's a big deal. I don't think it is. I'm just happy to make it to another birthday. And that's why I love them so much, because it's better than the alternative. So
wow, that got kind of grim there for a second. Wow.
You know why? Because some people are like, I hate birthdays, blah blah blah, and I'm like, but like, would you rather not have one? Because that means you're not here anymore. So, like, just have fun and celebrate it and appreciate it. I don't know. I get that from my mom though. My mom loves birthdays as well. So, and it's not just mine. I like celebrating everybody's. But anyway, today we're going to talk about the West Coast trip, which we have both said this before. Man, it gets harder and harder to watch a damn West Coast game. And the other day I made it to the 7th inning. 7. Yes,
was this the game they won?
It might have been. It might have been the 13-4 game. I don't know.
That's the one you stayed up for?
I don't know. It might have been. It might not have. I don't even remember what game it was. It was more recently, so it wasn't that one. Okay. But there were a couple of games where I don't have a TV in my bedroom. So I would put on John and Susan and let them lull me to sleep, which is very easy because there's a lot of breaks in the radio broadcast.
Did you not have nightmares?
I did not. I did not have nightmares of, well, that's baseball, Susan.
Yeah, John. Wow. Yeah, I made this was an interesting West Coast trip, as I like to call late night Yankees. I know. No, it was interesting because I'm talking about like from the approach like you were just talking about, like watching the games.
Uh-huh.
So usually I stay downstairs and I have to sit on my couch and watch the games because if I lay in my bed,
done.
That's it. I won't last one half an inning. It's over. And that's it. And I know this. So, and it doesn't matter the age. Like, this has been going on forever. So, fine. Yeah, my thing is I have to stay, but the 13-4 game, which we'll get into in a minute, once it was a blowout, I just went up in the 7th, 8th inning, brushed my teeth. I went into the room. I turned the TV. I have a TV in my bedroom, of course. I actually need the TV to fall asleep every night. So I turn the game on, and I'm watching. and I'm watching, and then I'm drifting off, but I'm relaxed because I'm like, they're blowing them out. It's all good. Don't have to worry about anything. Then I woke up to the post game show, and I just opened up an eye, see the final score. I'm like, I didn't miss anything. One. End the story. And I was able to do that in 2 of the wins that they had. No, every other game I was literally on the edge of my seat at times, trying not to scream.
Yelling and screaming.
Oh, we'll get into why, but it was tough, and some of it was in the Poconos.
Oh, that's right.
Some of it was in the Poconos.
You did say you were going to be very vocal last weekend in the Poconos because you were watching games. So,
and I'll get into some of that situation because the Friday night game was interesting because some of us partook in some let's see. We can say ourselves. Some of us went ahead and smoked before they watched the game, and they were really focused on that game. It was laser focus, and they had a bag of Doritos, and I was not moving from that couch as much as people wanted to play flip cup and beer pong and everything. I'm like, go away. I'm watching this right now. The tying run is on base. Get lost. So. Yeah, it was an interesting, and it's not something I do very often, but it was whatever. We get to that. Let's get to the West Coast road trip as it was, and again we have referenced here as the Yanks had some momentum. Right, we left off last week. We're like 3 in a row. Let's go. We're gonna hit the West Coast. Got a soft schedule coming up, and things got off to a nice start when they were 1-13-4. Jameson Taillon picked up his 12th win of the season, pushing his record to 12-4. 6 innings pitched, 6 hits, an earned run, no walks, 2 Ks. Andrew Benintendi was 3 for 5 with an RBI. Giancarlo Stanton made his return from the IL, was 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a walk. Josh Donaldson actually did something and was 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs and a double and 4 runs scored. IKF got the ball out of the infield, and he was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. You can see probably where my frustration is going to go by the end of this. And it was easy peasy. They scored 13 runs on 20 hits with no homers. Astonishing.
Yep.
Absolutely astonishing. It was nice. I thought, man, we're out of this. We're out of the malaise.
Oh, they fooled you.
They did, unfortunately, and I didn't want to be fooled. So do you have anything on this night before we move on to the Friday night when I may be able to tell you like the sweat that was dripping out of Peralta's hat or something like that?
No, you mentioned the one thing I was going to bring up, the 20 hits.
And that's something that they get criticized for, rightfully so.
Yeah. Oh, I will say this, though. They had a 4-game winning streak for the first time in 2 months.
It's not what you want, as our former manager would used to put it, and was very correct. That's a phrase I absolutely love, because it was just like gritting your teeth, sarcastically, just saying, obviously, fucking not. That's not what it is. But the Yanks would go ahead and pick up another win to push their winning streak to 5 in a row Friday night. Edging out the Oakland A's by a final of 3-2. Garrett Cole, nice start, picked up his 10th win of the season, 7 1/3, 3 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, and 11 strikeouts. As I mentioned, Wandy Peralta picked up his 3rd save of the season, and that was definitely edge of your seat stuff, as it was an inning and 2 hits and an earned run and 2 strikeouts. Aaron Judge, 1 for 2 with his 49th home run of the season, 3 RBIs, 3 walks. And Oswaldo Cabrera, 3 for 4 with a run scored and his first career triple. But you can see a trend was starting because Judge hit a 3-run homer, and that was the only time that they scored. So we were, Cole in the pitching picked up the slack of the offense, but that was pretty much it. And I think there's a trend that we saw heavily over the last week was teams are not going to pitch the Judge anymore. That's it. Unless they have to, they're not going to. And it is kudos to him that he doesn't expand the strike zone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of hard to stay sharp like that, to tell you the truth.
Yep.
Right? Like if you're only swinging the bat one swing or two swings a night, you got to stay sharp. You can't miss the pitches that you get because you're not going to get a lot of them.
Yeah. The one note that I have for this game is that when he hit his 49th home run, that gave him the second most home runs by any major league player prior to the month of September, dating back to 2002.
And 2002.
That was on the 26th, and he hit a few more after that. So.
Yeah, no, Judge has not been the problem. Put it that way. He's definitely not been the problem at all.
Spoiler alert.
Yes.
He's one of my two on the bottom of the podcast if y'all follow us.
Mm-hmm. But Saturday night, Yanks would lose 3-2. Domingo Germán, though, 7 2/3, 3 hits.
Domingo Germán had such a beautiful game. Oh my God.
No earned runs, no walks. He was great. Yankees offense, one hit. And this is a game that went to extra innings. And they were gifted.
One hit by a rookie.
Yes. Cabrera had the only hit. And the 2 runs that they scored in extra innings
were errors.
Yes. They were gifted the runs. But big key in this game for me, though, was Boone sticking with Marinaccio way too long. So he comes in his first inning, umpire strike zone was all over the place. Totally got bailed out, but whatever. He got through it. Boone's got to see that the guy's all over the place, but he pushes him for a second inning and proves one of his changeups down the middle. 2-run blast by Vo, and they end up losing.
Yep.
And Trevino had taken the loss. So it's kind of weird because you don't think he would push pitchers too much. That's one thing that if you're going to say about Boone's bullpen management, never pushes guys too much. But now he randomly decides to do so and bit them in the ass.
But I will say this. He is known for keeping a guy in a game longer than he should. And I'm not just talking about pitchers. I'm talking about our buddy Aaron Hicks. I'm talking about Aroldis Chapman.
Oh, yeah.
He does keep going to some people knowing that they're likely going to mess up in some kind of way.
No, and I'm not saying that Marinaccio's been good this year. I'm not debating that.
But like you said, he wasn't feeling it that game. And you have to be able to recognize that because he's quick to pull other people very quickly. After they get their requisite 3 batters, he's very quick to pull some folks.
Yeah.
So
especially Lou Trevino. He's out of there all the time after three batters, especially if it looks like he doesn't have it a little bit.
By the way, before we move on, I think that Marinaccio looks like Cillian Murphy, the actor. Do you know who that is?
Wow. No, I know exactly who that is. He's actually the star of my most hated movie of all time. So I know exactly who he is.
Yeah. I think it's the eyes. It's the eyes.
I've seen a young Ray Liotta, some have said, as well, like Goodfellas Ray Liotta, maybe even like, I don't know. I can see you with the Cillian Murphy, though.
Maybe a little bit with young Ray Liotta. I hope he doesn't turn into old Ray Liotta because that was messy.
No. Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Love Ray Liotta. But, yeah, no. That was kind of where I think the Yanks were being gifted a win here, and they pretty much and just gave it away like they've done quite often at times. And then Sunday afternoon, though, they pretty much had nothing. I mean, this game, I'll get to the moment I feel it turned in a moment, but Clark Schmidt went ahead and made the start in Nestor's spot, but had nothing. Takes the loss, pushing his record to 5-3, 4 1/3, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, a walk, and 7 Ks against the worst team in the American League. Come on, stop. And the Yanks offense, though, 1 for 4 with runners in scoring position, 4 hits on the day, and 3 walks. Now, big problem here. They looked like they were getting some momentum, and Stanton was on first, and then Rizzo hit the double the other way, and wipes out around first base. So he has to go back.
Yep.
Runners on first and third with one out. DJ comes up, bangs into a double play. I don't want to assume that DJ would have hit the ball exactly the same and the pitch sequence would have been the same and everything like that. But there wouldn't have been a double play, I can tell you that much.
Nope.
So that killed any chance that the Yankees had of coming back.
Yep.
Absolutely killed it. I will say, though, the bullpen did step in and shut it down. Schmidt didn't have a great start, but I think this is part of the problem, and it's going to continue as we go on, is that their margin for error is razor thin right now. They can't overcome any mishap whatsoever, and it's not good. Shit's going to happen in games. You got to be able to overcome it. So that was that, and then they headed to Anaheim / we're going to call ourselves the Los Angeles Angels, even though we don't actually play in Los Angeles, but whatever. And they went ahead and dropped that one, and Shohei Ohtani was the one who pretty much got the dagger in this. But Frankie Montas had nothing either. 4-11 on the season net, 6 innings pitched, 8 hits, 4 earned runs, no walks, I guess. He gave up 3 home runs. So 6 Ks. Aaron Judge, though, was 1 for 2 with his 50th home run of the season with 2 walks. Anthony Rizzo was 1 for 4 with his 29th home run of the season. And DJ LeMahieu had an RBI on a safety squeeze.
Yep.
In an interesting spot right there.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I mean, where do we want to go with this one?
So, one of my stats kind of speaks to like the WTF that you wrote about when you were advertising today's podcast. The pitcher, Jose Suarez, he held the Yankees to 2 runs over 6 innings with 6 strikeouts, and it was his second longest start of the season. 6 innings.
Yeah. This is the team that just last week beat Alex Noah, Max Scherzer, and I mean they were supposed to face the ground, but they did not. But
yep,
they've shown they can beat some good pitchers, but you're making these guys, random dudes, look like Max Scherzer and like how they normally would. So you can't say you're running into good pitching because you're not. You're just absolutely not. It's mind blowing, honestly. But the DJ LeMahieu safety squeeze for how sad the offense looked, okay, but you're also DJ LeMahieu in the second inning having a safety squeeze. I mean, it shows pretty much zero confidence.
Yeah, and Michael K said, I wonder if he was told to do that or he did it on his own. And I don't remember who was. I think it was Flaherty, and he was like, "Oh no, that was a DJ call. That wasn't Aaron Boone. Like he thought
that was not
Yeah,
that was not called from the bench whatsoever.
Yeah.
I can't possibly imagine.
He was like, get it done any way possible. Bloop. That's what it was.
That's kind of what that was, but it also shows you the confidence of the offense right now.
Yeah,
that's the boat that they're in. But you know this was a game that was also winnable. I mean, most of these are winnable games that they're losing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
the one positive note from that game is when Aaron Judge hit his 50th home run in the top of the 8th. He became one of 7 players to reach 50 home runs before September. So, and once again, that was not the last game before September.
No, yeah, so, we got 2 more.
Yep.
But the Yanks did snap this nasty little losing streak by top of the Angels 7-4. This was a game though. Jameson Taillon took the mound and lasted 2 innings because he got hit on the hand.
Yeah.
Came out of the game, but props to MRI came back clean, so he should be fine. Yanks took him out, of course. They're going to be cautious with this. Bullpen stepped up in a big way.
Yeah, they did.
Weissert picked up his first career win. Also lost in the shuffle is last Thursday he did make his major league debut and
it's
awful.
Yeah,
but he's looked great in his 2 outings since. So that's something if you want to look at a silver lining, that's good to see. That slider he's got is disgusting. It is nasty.
Yeah.
So
I forgot who told him like that everything was going to be fine. I think he said it was somebody he played with in the minor leagues that called him and was like, yo, you need to chill out and breathe.
Yeah.
And he said once I did that, I was able to get back to where I was in the minors. And then Flaherty was telling Michael Kay, my first day in the majors, I forgot the name of the umpire, and he's one of the ones whose names I should know. That guy was the home plate ump, and he was like, how you doing, Jack? John. And he was like, I'm nervous as hell. I don't even think I'm going to be able to catch the ball. And the umpire said to him on his first game, don't worry, we'll do this together. Which I thought was really sweet. And then he said in one of his, closer to the end of his career, there was a new umpire umping, and he asked him, hey, how are you feeling? And he kind of, gave back. When the umpire said, I'm nervous, he was like, don't worry, we'll get through this together. So I thought that was a cute story. I usually hate when John Flaherty is on, and I usually try to tune him out. But that was a really sweet story. I'm glad I caught that.
Yeah, there's a pretty good partnership with umpires and catchers.
There has to be.
They have to work together back there. So.
Yeah, they have to be. If they want their calls, they have to be respectful and be polite. So
yeah.
I'm seeing more and more players too. I don't know if you're catching this more too. More and more batters going up and being like, "Hey, how you doing?" To both the umpire and the catcher before they get up to bat. Which I kind of like.
Used to do that all the time.
No, I know Gino did, but there was only like one or two guys that did it all the time. Now I'm seeing more guys doing it, which I like because Judge does it all the time too.
Yeah.
And there's a couple other players that I see doing it on different teams. Vlad Guerrero does it all the time. He speaks Spanish to all the Spanish umpires. So I like that.
No, it is. I think it's you got to have a good relationship with the umpires. I mean,
yes,
the best you can. And Angel Hernandez, I'm pretty sure, doesn't have too many friends. That's because, listen.
I had to throw that in there.
Had to. I'm sorry.
On to the next game. Also, I just want to say, we didn't even cover the game yet. I'm gonna.
No, not really. So
about the pitching.
Yeah, no. Weiser went ahead and went 2 innings and 2 Ks. Aaron Judge, though, 3 for 5, 51st home run of the season, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Andrew Benintendi, he actually got things started early. He was 2 for 5, was 5th homer of the year, 2 runs scored. And Anthony Rizzo was 1 for 2 with his 30th home run of the season and 2 walks. So you had something else? I think you had a tidbit you wanted to mention. Was it probably regarding Judge?
Yes, it was. So when he hit home run number 51 in the top of the 4th, that was his 5th home run in the past 8 games, obviously leaving him 10 shy of Roger Maris's AL and Yankee record. So, it's looking really good. I also want to point out, I think it was this game where former Yankee Mike Ford hit a home run in the bottom of the 5th and told Yankee fans in the stands, shh, shh. Did you see that?
I absolutely did, and I'm like, dude, you're Mike Ford.
Yeah, like, calm down, bro. Calm down.
Calm down. You haven't hit a home run since May of 2021. Relax. He was whatever, and apparently he's always done his bat flip and stuff. He had that here, but still, it's late August. You hit your first home run, dude. Calm down. Just calm down. Act like you've been here before. Sometimes. But you haven't been there in a while, so I guess that's what it was.
There you
go. It was an impressive win, and this is another one where 8th inning, 7-3. I went upstairs and calmed down, relaxed, and it's nothing. I actually was making sure that I saw Judge's last at bat because I had to see that because we're watching history now to potentially be the real home run champion. The real home run champion when you break 61. But hopefully. There's that. We'll get to that, and I'm sure as it gets closer, because it could get crazy with that. But unfortunately, though, Yanks went ahead and dropped the series by a final of 3-2. Garrett Cole, though, this game was a microcosm of honestly what I think the problem is with the team. Garrett Cole, though, took his 7th loss of the season. 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs, a walk, 4 Ks. Aaron Hicks was 1 for 4 with an RBI. Gleyber Torres is 1 for 4 with an RBI. But The big turning point, though, is the Yanks are up 2-0, right?
Oh,
Yanks are up 2-0, and he goes ahead with 1 out and a runner on second. Gets Trout to ground that weak grounder to IKF, who boots it. Runners on first and second, 1 out for Ohtani. And if the base is open and he makes the damn play, you obviously pitch around him, or you just intentionally walk Ohtani. There's no reason to pitch to Ohtani right there. And you probably get out of it. He has to pitch to him, and it is on Cole for falling behind 2-0 to him, and it grooves the fastball down the middle that got absolutely destroyed.
and the moment his bat connected with the ball, all you see is Garrett Cole going.
Yep. He knew it.
He knew it the moment the bat hit the ball.
I think he probably, at least I think he even knew it when it left his hand. Because you could see he missed the location. Obviously, he wasn't trying to challenge him 2-0. I mean, it's a fastball count, but like not down the middle count.
Yeah.
And he got absolutely annihilated. But that's the thing is, though, in the top of the 9th inning, Judge draws a walk. Stanton draws a walk.
Mm-hmm.
Runners on first and second, no outs. Nothing. Donaldson, Glaber. And then there was an interesting call by Boone where he pinch hit Cabrera for Jose Trevino. Now, Trevino's had clutch hits, so I can see the case being made to kind of let him rock there and try to win this, or at least tie the game. But then on the other hand, though, he faced, is it Hybert or whatever to pronounce his last name, who closed the game out for the Angels. He had an at-bat against him on Monday night where it was 3 pitches and he was done. It was completely non-competitive.
Well, they also, are you talking about Trevino?
Yeah.
They also said that he's battling with a broken toe injury.
No, and I get that. He is dealing with a foot injury because he did get hit on Monday night. But he just had an at-bat because this dude was coming, he throws sidearm, and he's really nasty on righties, which is why they went with the lefty in that situation there. And Cabrera also had a good at-bat against him Monday night. So I can see the logic of what was going on there, but it amounted to crap. Bottom line, though, no outs, runners on first and second, you have to score. You have to find a way to have situational hitting and productive outs there. Move the runners along. Donaldson he looks awful a majority of the time.
He and Glaber both. They both look like they're swinging to like get kicked out of their shoes. Like, it's really bad. They're both way too overeager to knock the ball out of the park rather than like, just get on base, please.
Yes.
Get on base.
And this is a pitcher that couldn't find the strike zone. He just walked Judge and Stanton.
Yes.
He just walked them.
Two of the best at recognizing pitches on the team.
Yes.
Follow their lead.
And the Yankees bailed him out. Because honestly, he was struggling against Donaldson as well. But nope. They just expand the zone, go ahead, swing for the fences, and they hooked him up. They could have they would have loaded the bases with no outs and Glaber up, and I mean that situation scares the shit out of me, and it shouldn't, but it does because you know it's coming. He's another one's going to swing out of his shoes and try to hit the ball back to the Bronx from LA, and from Anaheim, not LA, even though they want it to be LA, it's not. But it's just, but that's the thing. This game is a microcosm of they can't the margin for error, as I mentioned. By the way, I'm going to just flip the damn card because that's where we're at here. Okay,
but I do want to say 2 things about
that. Yes, go ahead.
So the first thing is when Shohei Ohtani hit his 3-run home run for the 30th of his season, he became the first player in AL/NL history to hit 30 home runs and win 10 games as a pitcher in the same season.
It's impressive.
I mean, this man, I told you this once before. I secretly root for him. I don't want him. I want the Yankees to win, but I secretly root for him because the things that he's doing for baseball, like for us, like I made this comparison before. It's our version of a Babe Ruth. Like, we get to see that, and it is so incredible to see that. There are 2 really special things happening this year: Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge, and I love that. Before you get on your rant, the other thing I want to talk about is their City Connect jersey because I was so feeling it.
All right, yes, I'll admit that might be the first City Connect jersey that I thought was cool. I haven't liked a lot of them. That
No, a
one
few
was
of them
cool.
have been terrible.
Yeah, and I was actually talking to our buddy Paul, and I was saying it was actually while we were in the Poconos. I said that I'm curious. The Yankees are going to get a City Connect jersey at some point. We all know this is coming.
Yeah, I'm really trying to figure out what it's going to be.
I mean, I know what I want it to be, but I'm curious to see what it actually will be.
What do you want it to be?
Oh, listen, I want it to be the blue batting practice jersey, and that's it. That's it. That's it. That's what I want.
I'm excited to see them finally do something outside of the realm of what we've known, like just one time. I don't know what they can do though. What if they do? Because one of the you're not gonna like this. Not what I'm about to say, but what it represents. One of the members of the Wu-Tang Clan introduces them at every game now on the video. What if they do like a Staten Island one, because that's a borough where because they can't do Queens.
Yeah.
Technically, they shouldn't do Brooklyn, although I would love that because I am now a Brooklynite. Mm-hmm. And Manhattan is like the easy one, right? So what if they do like Wu-Tang font, which would look dope? That would look dope.
For a fan jersey, sure. I don't want the Yankees wearing that. I'm sorry.
It's one day. They wear it one day.
No, the City Connect jersey gets worn fairly. I don't know what the rate is through the season, but it is worn.
Do you actually think the Yankees are going to listen to the City Connect thing and wear it? Like, I mean, I'm sure they'll wear it a couple of times, but I feel like they're mostly just going to always wear. I really see them wearing it like once or twice.
Well, I think the thing is with the Major League Baseball's contract with Nike, I'm pretty sure there's probably a number they have to. Because this is to sell jerseys. That's what it is. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's about.
Well, anyway, I really like the Angels one, and if I were somebody who wore jerseys from other teams, I'm not. I would. That's one I'd want to rock. It reminded me of our Rockford Peaches color jerseys when we did it for our Halloween, because it was like that. I was watching the game with somebody, and I told the person, it looks like they accidentally put a red shirt in with the white clothes. I like that tint when you do that.
Yeah.
But it was cool, and I really liked the fonts. And I liked the helmets that they were wearing too. They were old school looking.
No, they were cool. I think they had a nice thing going there. It's actually nicer than their regular jerseys. I don't think I could say that about any of the City Connect jerseys at all.
Yeah.
The Dodgers jersey is okay, but then they wear the blue pants to go with it, and it looks ridiculous.
Terrible.
If the pants were just white, you'd be like, all right, fine.
The worst one was the team. Who was it? The
San
team
Diego?
that is not.
San Diego?
Was that the one where you're not from Miami, but it looked like Miami Vice?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, that was so terrible. So horrible.
Yeah, those are really hard to look at.
Yeah.
They are. Get a quick comment in here. Is our buddy Mario is watching?
Yes. Hi,
What's
Mario.
up, guys? Did the Mets win? I said it was 2-2 last I saw, but I don't know. I'll check it out. I actually had it on in the office before. It was 5 o'clock in December, so not hanging around specifically just to watch it. But yeah, I don't know. The City Connect jersey, I'm curious. They will get the Yankees sooner or later. I want them to keep the color scheme. At least keep the color scheme.
That's not the point of the City Connect jersey.
No, you can design something different. You can just go with a different. I told you what I want. I just wanted to wear the batting practice jersey. That's it. There you go. We gave into a third jersey. Deal with it, Nike. That's it.
They're not doing the player appreciation weekend jerseys anymore. Those were fun with the nickname.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I kind of dug those, but
I like
it seemed
those.
like the Players Weekend.
Yeah, Players Weekend. Everybody except for Brett Gardner loved them.
Oh, I loved it though. I love the fact that he was like, I don't want a name on the back. I'm not supposed to have a name on the back. And then they forced him to put Gardner.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny. That was the thing. But all right, listen. I have to get. I have to.
Go ahead. Get your WTF moment.
We're smiling too much in this segment. This is too much. Oh wow! Another quick comment. Hey, Izzy, what's going on, man? Izzy has been a guest on Granny's PT a couple of times. What's up? Thanks for checking us out tonight. Appreciate that. Listen, there's 6 games up. There's 6 games up for Tampa going into this weekend. They have 6 games left against Tampa. Now, yes, I don't think they're going to go ahead and, completely get wiped. And there's a lot of games left to play. They need to make a statement this weekend and go ahead, at least take 2 out of 3 and right the damn ship.
Yep.
And just it's the offense has really been the major problem with the team. It's pathetic. A lot of times, random Joe Schmo pitchers are taking no hitters into the 5th and 6th inning every night. It's like you look at this lineup and you're like, why? How? They're not going to pitch the Judge anymore. They're going to walk him every single chance they get. Someone's got to step up. He's got to get protection in the lineup. Mm-hmm. And I do think Stanton is the guy that needs to provide that. And he's only been back for a week, so it's kind of hard to get on him too much because he's trying to get his timing back. But there's nobody in the lineup that's stepping up. Like Benintendi is snapped out of it; he's fine. DJ dealing with his toe injury, but somebody's got to step up. It can't just be if Judge doesn't homer, we lose.
Right.
You can't exist like that. You're gonna make the playoffs. I mean, that's going to happen. If you flush away the division over the course of this last month, it's pretty embarrassing. That would be a pretty epic collapse there. And I'm going to say I don't think that's going to happen, but it's kind of nuts that you even got it to six games, which is still a nice lead for a division in September. But you look how bad they've been to get it to this point. You had a 15-game lead. A 15-game lead. Let me get to Mario's comment right here that he's dropped in. You traded for for Donaldson and say IKF looks bad right now, but at the end, I think the Yanks will be good. Mario, honestly, the biggest part of that trade for me is getting rid of Sanchez. He had to go.
Yeah,
he literally had to go. It almost didn't matter what you got for him. IKF is supposed to be a stopgap shortstop until Volpe or Peraza is ready, which I'll get to the Peraza thing in a second because that's something that he got called up just a couple hours ago, and he should have been called up yesterday. And I'll explain in a second why. It's annoying. Donaldson, I expect him to be better than Gio Urshela. I think Gio Urshela peaked a couple of years ago. He's not exactly tearing the cover off the ball either. So you ate Donaldson's salary, but I'm kind of shocked that Donaldson where it is. But yeah, he's saying right now it doesn't look good, but you got rid of Sanchez. So that made the pitching staff better. That made your defense better. So I'll still say the Yanks won this trade, regardless of that. And IKF should be a bench player. He should be the guy who is doing what Marwin Gonzalez has been doing, a utility guy off the bench. And he's their starting shortstop. That is part of the problem. And by the way, and I almost forgot this, Aaron Boone in a post-game last night saying that, and I get protecting your players, but saying that IKF is one of the best defenders in the league, that's past protecting your guys or having your guys back.
Just calm down, Boone. Calm down.
Yeah, we have eyes, and we can count, and we know there's defensive metrics out there. We're not watching the same game at this point. And I don't think he's horrible at short. But that's going way, way overboard. That is nuts. Let's see. When Boone bats Donaldson third in the lineup, which is here and there, though. There's a problem. He's not that guy anymore, but he's still great. Yeah, no, his defense has been fine for the most part. But
except for a couple throws.
No, a couple of throws here and there. But over the course of the season, whatever. He does make some nice stops as well. But, yeah, no, offensively, he's totally vanished. They're non-competitive at bats. It's just what you get out of him. But back to Boone with the IKF thing. That's out of control. You make yourself look and sound like a complete idiot if you're actually trying to get us to do that. Now that ties in with Peraza getting finally called up today. He gets called up today when rosters expand. from 26 to 28. Yesterday, if he was called up, he would have been eligible for the postseason. Now he's not. So now you're going to play the guy at short here and there when you know he's not playing in October no matter what? For what? For what? What's the point? Like, why don't you just call? And the point is service time manipulation. Wait a day, they get to have it. Go ahead and manipulate his service time and play that game. You're trying to win now. I think you get the guy who's an actual shortstop, who's definitely earned the call up. You get him on the roster for the postseason, and you could have went ahead and gave him more starts, a couple of starts at shortstop a week. Give him a chance to take the job from IKF if he can. And you kind of went ahead and you screwed the pooch in that one. Sorry, it's bad. It's bad. You went ahead and put service time ahead of winning this season. That's literally the option you made. And by saying that, I'm not saying that the Yankees can't get hot and tear it up in September. Listen, they can get hot going into October and win the whole damn thing still. It's possible. Definitely possible. I'm not saying it's over by any stretch. But, like, when you make stupid moves like that, you just left scratching your head. So, as Mario saying, Yanks, if the Yanks let him go, he would make the Yanks look bad. He needs to be a Yankee. I was talking about Judge. Yeah, Mario, I'm going to tell you right now, there's no way that they're letting Judge walk. It's completely inconceivable. I've said this on this show repeatedly, and I'll stand by that. It is completely inconceivable. At this point, you're going to have to write him a blank check. And that's it. Because imagine what this team would be like without Aaron Judge.
Oh, I can't.
It would be like 1991 all over again. It would be impossible. Now, we can go ahead and get to the Yanks. Let's get to the Yanks record by month. April, 15-6. Okay? May, 19-9. June, 22-6. July, 13-13, which you'll still take. Over the course of a season, you have a 500 record here and there. August, 10-18. 10-18.
See, this is, the biggest thing about things like that and not being able to beat teams that you should be beating is that when you get into the playoffs, if you even make it to the ALCS, where it'll probably be, you're going to have to play the Astros at some point. You're not beating them.
This is how you're going to play. If this is how you're going to play, you're lucky you get out of the division series.
You are not going to beat them because, boy, they want to beat us as much as we want to beat them.
Yeah.
And any team at this point wants to beat us.
Yankees, of course.
So I just don't see, if we keep playing like this, we're not going to. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't even get past the first round of the playoffs.
I agree. If this is the brand of baseball you're going to play, you're going to be out 1, 2, 3 in October. There's no question about it. Now, again, on the flip side, do I think they're going to continue like this? No. I think they will snap out of it eventually, but just kind of keep waiting for this to happen. It just needs to happen.
Yeah, it needs to happen. It needs to be several people stepping up. Giancarlo Stanton needs to get his timing back, and then he needs to be consistent and not get hurt. They need Josh Donaldson and Gleyber Torres to stop swinging for home runs every at bat on the first pitch. It's a lot of they need more patience at the plate. Those that are super eager, and we just need more guys, like you said, putting protection around so that they have to throw to Aaron Judge.
That's what I'm saying.
DJ LeMahieu needs to be a little bit more consistent. What he was in the last few years. This year, it's been a little bit different than what we're used to. Like you just said, Andrew Benintendi is finally, getting comfortable with the pinstripes, so that's good. That's going to be helpful. He's been in the postseason before, so that'll help him too. And yeah, Mario. I mean, you're right, but we're talking about the offense right now because the offense is what's hurting us the most. But you're right, the bullpen is hurting us. And when you have people like Chapman who just completely lost it and nobody knows why, and
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. We didn't even get in.
tattoo boo boo.
Yeah, we didn't even get into that, but I'll throw out Mario's comment here. Your bullpen is hurting you too, though. And honestly, you don't have a setup or a closer. And Holmes. All right, so the things we didn't get a chance to. Holmes has been back off the IL. His first 2 outings since he's actually looked like Clay Holmes again. That's a good sign.
Yep.
Loizaga has actually looked really good recently.
Yep.
So that's good. Marinaccio has been good outside of that one bad outing, so I'll give him that. Wandy Peralta is fine. So I think the bullpen is fine. It's coming back into form, which is good. And Chapman is not a part of the equation. Dude's gone.
Hasn't been for a couple of months.
No, he hasn't, and that's fine. They've done fine without him. He's toast. That's it. It's last year in the team. His contract expires this year. They'll let him walk. They'll be saving themselves plenty of money because got to do that all the time. So they gotta Chapman's just not in the equation. So you look at Holmes, lean on Loizaga. Weiser could be a huge weapon, and Zach Britton could actually be back soon, which did not think that was going to happen. So I think the bullpen is fine. The bullpen is beginning to straighten itself out, so I'm not really concerned about that. The offense is the main problem right now. That's really what it is. So, and you're right, though. Mario is right. At the end of the day, if you don't beat the Angels, listen, what the good teams do every year is you beat the crap out of all the bad teams. You play 500 against good teams, you're going to win over 100 games.
Yep.
Easily. Now to win 100 games, you're going to have to tear it up in September just to get to 100 wins. That was inconceivable just a month ago. Just a month ago, that was completely inconceivable. That it was a question. So, all right, but yeah, it's just it's the thing is it's frustrating because they've shown they didn't win. Those first 3 months didn't happen by accident. Like there wasn't. You don't get lucky for 3 months. It doesn't happen. So we can see that it's in there. But it's time to get back to that. So, I go back to the Karate Kid where Miyagi's telling Daniel, best karate still inside. Time to let out. It's good time. September, up 6 games. Maybe now you want to play your best baseball. I mean, it'd be nice. You don't
or start swinging in that way so that when you get to the playoffs, you really are at your best baseball.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll take.
At this point, it's really about just getting yourself straight. So you can go ahead and go into the playoffs and see what happens. You take your chances then. So they have the time to do it. And Boone, I'm not going to do Aaron Boone and pound on the table and say, it's right in front of them. It's right in front of them. But it's true. It actually is right in front of them.
Yeah.
Just go freaking do it, man. So, all right. Let's get to our awards of the week. That was actually a lot calmer than I thought it was going to be. That was probably going to be much worse. I was leading up to it, but it's fine. All right, so top of the heap hitter of the week. Is there really a question? So, Lisa, go ahead. I know you got it ready, so there's only one choice.
Literally only one choice. I did have a runner-up just because, I'm impressed by what he's been doing. But we'll see, we'll see how he continues. But no, my top of the heap is Aaron Judge. I mean, come on. His average for the week was a 278. OPS was 1.278. 3 hits, 7 RBIs, 4 runs. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, 4 runs, 5 hits, 8 walks, on-base percentage of 500, slugging percentage of 778. My runner-up would have been Oswaldo Cabrera.
Yep. Those are the only conceivable choices that you would have possibly had.
Yes.
That's it. Yeah. So, all right, let's go ahead to our King of the Hill pitcher of the week.
Who did you have?
I'm going to go with J-Mo. I think the only real options were J-Mo or Haman.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, but I'm going to go with J-Mo. He had his nice start in the beatdown last Thursday, but I give him props for going ahead and not breaking his wrist on getting hit by the ball. So
yes,
I'll add that in there as a little asterisk thing. So who do you got?
I gave it to Domingo Germán.
All right.
Yeah.
So we were right there. That was
Yep.
the only choices.
Yep. I like we said this. There were at least 2 games that the Yankees should have won, and the game that he pitched, they should have won that freaking game.
Easily. If you had any type of offense at all, you would have won. Even if you would have hit a home run, just one solo shot, like randomly,
Yep.
no problem. Against an awful A's team.
Yep.
A completely awful A's team. So not much to go on there. We'll go ahead and drop in Mario's last comment, which it's fair. Mario is a Mets fan who does support our show. Yes, he's happy that the Mets are. Listen, Mets are playing well. There's nothing. We're not that show. We're not those fans. I got no beef with the Mets whatsoever. So
nope, we love the Mets except for when they play the Yankees, and it is exciting to have both of the teams doing really well, Mario. So I agree. I'm happy that the Mets are playing meaningful ball as well.
So let's get to our preview of the upcoming series, as we often do. And the Yanks are going to be facing some tough pitchers these next couple of games now.
I mean, they just keep pitching this guy. He's so reliable. So once again, folks, I prep early for the show, and then the day of, I look again a half hour before. This is not me. This is MLB. This is people submitting rosters, wanting to be secretive. So
update.
This is going to be real quick. Oh, there's an update. You got one.
No, there's an update. You got one.
See, this happened before. This happened during, because I
This
literally looked at
happened
it
during our show.
Is it the Friday game?
It's a Friday game. They only announced one pitcher.
All right. Well, can you help me out then? Because I know Domingo Germán is pitching. Who's he pitching against?
He is pitching against Jeffrey Springs, who's a left-handed starter, who was on my fantasy team earlier in the season. So I can go ahead and throw that out there as another stat. Very important. He has a record of 6-4 with a 2.76 ERA. So left-handed starter, Judge, Stanton, DJ, Donaldson, Labor, even Benny hits lefties. Just feast on the guy. That's it. Got to make your stand. So that is the Friday night matchup. You got Springs against Domingo Germán tomorrow.
Yes. And Domingo is a right-hand pitcher, 2-2 record, 3.19 ERA, and 31 strikeouts on the season thus far. The third and fourth are our mystery and very scary and formidable TBDs. On Saturday the 3rd, TBD will be playing against Clark Schmidt. In for Nestor Cortez Jr., who I desperately miss. That's my favorite guy, other than Giancarlo Stanton, for different reasons. Clark Schmidt is a right-hand pitcher, 5-3 record. He has a 2.89 ERA and 36 strikeouts on the season. And on Sunday, Frankie Montas will be playing against TBD. He is a right-hand pitcher as well, 4-11 record, 3.94 ERA, and 129 strikeouts on the season. So we'll see what happens. But as we mentioned before, these 3 games against the Rays are pivotal. And I'm going to throw it out there. Rick Cedrus, what jersey are you wearing?
I'm sure Rick will find his way to at least 1 or 2 of these games. He will
Absolutely.
be wearing his pinstripe Don Mattingly jersey.
Allegedly. We'll see.
All right, so Rick does listen to the show. So, Rick, you've heard it. Post a picture on our page when you do.
Please do. And don't be swayed by what Ed said. Go with what you wanted to wear, whatever that is.
Yes, do that. I got faith in him. I've ragged on him for his sports fandom plenty of times, but yes, this is usually one he doesn't seem to sway on. So
okay, that's good. That's good.
There's plenty of other things I can rag on him for his sports fandom for. Trust me, there's many things. So, all right. So that does it for us this week. Thanks for joining us. If you joined us on Facebook, go ahead and join the Empire 161 Show Facebook group. We share lineups and highlights and a bunch of stuff like that every day. Don't make the show, so check that out. And check out Pop Culture Pros and join the Pop Culture Pros group because we are presented by PopCulturePros.com. So go ahead and check out the website as well. Joining us on YouTube, hit subscribe on Pop Culture Pros. You got a bunch of shows and cool stuff, whatever you're into. If you're into baseball or football or movies or whatever it is, anything pop culture, it's on the site. Checking us out on Twitter at Empire161 Show. Give us a follow. Same type, same deal. Lineups and a bunch of crazy stuff that's on there. Instagram. Go ahead at the _ Empire _ 161 _ show.
Sorry, folks, had to do it that way.
That's a lot. Lisa controls Datacast, so she posts a bunch of stuff on there as well. So go ahead and give that. Is it follow on Instagram?
It's a follow on Instagram. Follow and add comments and content. Happy to hear your feedback in there. I throw pretty much anything baseball in there. It's not just the Yankees, but heavy focus on the Yankees.
As we do on the Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that. Some good stuff. So, and if you're into comic book stuff, you can check out me and Jason on Monday night. We'll be on Monday nights for a couple of weeks, and the old slot of his other show with Brandy's Peach Tea. We're talking about the latest episode of She-Hulk. We're taking a look back at the Incredible Hulk Returns with Lou Ferrigno and Bill Bixby from late 80s. We'll be checking that out as much as the latest episode of Harley Quinn. So go ahead and check us out then. So let's go Yankees. Let's snap out of it. Let's wake up. Ice cold water in the face, whatever the hell it takes. And let's go. I'll see you next week.
I want to say a shout out to two friends of ours because this weekend is their anniversary. Maggie and Jerry, happy anniversary this weekend.
Yes. Happy anniversary, guys. To the Schnalls. To the Schnall home. So, you never know. He might even pop in. He threatens to pop in on the show once in a while. But we'll see how it goes. We should get the three of us to do a show one time.
Yes.
So, we'll see if he joins us soon. We'll see you next week. Peace.